Another significant development on the horizon is our digital euro. We are in the preparation phase, and we are expecting European legislation. Once that is done, we will decide whether we move forward with developing a digital form of cash, your digital euro.
The president of the European Central Bank, this lady right here, Christine Lagarde, has confirmed that the digital euro is coming this year, very soon. Yes, the digital euro is going to be built on XRP or Hedera HBAR. Yes, there are a lot of connections between Ripple XRP and Christine Lagarde, the president of the European Central Bank, because she literally mentioned Ripple XRP in this video. Listen to this.
So that's where I see changes happening now. If you think of Circle and Ripples and all those, that's where they are active and helpful.
If you think about Circle and Ripple's XRP, yes, she was speaking about how blockchain and DLTs can help solve payments and make instant payments, and she mentioned Ripple XRP. But right here, as you can tell, Christine Lagarde, the president of the ECB, is in a photo with Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, with the head of the IMF, the head of SWIFT, the head of the Monetary Authority of Singapore, IMF right here. And this lady right here, she works for the IMF, but she used to work for Ripple as well, Jessie Chang. So the president of the ECB, Christine Lagarde, she knows about Ripple and XRP. And also, the Digital Euro Association has partnered up with Ripple officially, yes, and the HBAR Foundation. Yes, the HBAR Foundation has joined the Digital Euro Association. Right here, as you can tell, on their official website, when we scroll down here, you'll see that they're working on a public digital euro and a private digital euro. So this is important because, as you can tell, main members is Ripple XRP and Hedera HBAR. Right here, this Digital Euro Association is huge because the digital euro is coming. And listen to what Christine Lagarde, has to say about the digital euro.
As we face an increasingly digital future, we must prepare the ground for a digital euro. This will ensure the resilience and public good nature of our payment systems.
So the digital euro is a top priority for the president of the ECB. This is important because also in the next few days, on March 27th, the Digital Euro Conference is starting. Yes, the Digital Euro Conference is big because when we scroll down here and we see who's attending, we have people, the head of the ECBs are all going to be here, the IMF, and huge banks all over the world. But what I want to show you is this. We have speakers at this event include huge organizations like Ripple. Yes, literally, Ripple right here. As you can tell, Ripple is going to be there, including the IMF, the European Central Bank right here. Literally, the ECB is going to be there because the digital euro is coming very soon. The European Commission is going to be there. All of the central banks in Europe, from France, from Germany, everywhere. SWIFT is going to be there. They are all going to be there. And Ripple XRP will also be there. But remember, the Digital Euro Association include Ripple and the HBAR Foundation. Now listen to this video also about Christine Lagarde speaking about the digital euro and how it's coming this year by October. In the next few months, it will be rolled out. So this is big.
And we started working on the digital euro way back. Actually, when I started my term 5.5 years ago, so that we can eventually, not put to bed, but put to reality this digital euro. The deadline for us is going to be October of 25, and we are getting ready for that deadline.
They are getting ready for the deadline, and it is coming according to the president of the ECB, this lady, Christine Lagarde, is telling you right now that the digital euro is coming. And this is important. You need to pay attention, because if you live in the EU, anywhere here, you need to pay attention, because all of these countries basically use the euro, and also 340 million people use the euro every single day for transactions. So if you use the euro right now and you're watching this video, this will affect you. And here is another video about how the digital euro is coming very soon. Listen to this.
We stand ready, and we will have completed the homework that we have to do from a technical point of view, from a financial stability point of view, from a single rule book point of view, which is heavy duty work. We shall stand ready in October. So if before October, or at any point in time, you complete the legislative process, we roll. We stand ready, and we will.
The European Central Bank is ready. They already have it ready. The digital euro, they have tested it. They have worked on pilot programs. They have done basically everything, and they are ready to launch the digital euro. That's basically what she's saying. Now, the digital euro does come with some challenges. Some people say that there are privacy concerns. So listen to Christine Lagarde addressing some of those issues as well.
A digital currency, where it has been piloted, and there is only one which is clearly now launched in a very small country, but it is piloted on a fairly large scale in China, is of use and of service to all citizens. So it is not something that is good for the elite, or is good for the young, or is good for some versus others. If it is well done, and if it is well implemented, it would be of service to all citizens. But clearly we are not there. There are lots of issues that need to be addressed.
The digital euro will be good for everyone. That is what the president of the ECB has just said. And in this video, she basically confirms that everyone will benefit from it if it is designed correctly. So the ECB is prepping the groundwork for the digital euro launch. And here's another video about her speaking about privacy concerns and stuff that needs to be addressed. Listen to this.
And if we manage to make sure that privacy is protected, not anonymity, but privacy is protected, and we can address all the conspiracy theory that abounds about this, as if, Big Brother was going to suddenly determine what you buy, when you buy it, and how restricted it should be, then I think it would be characterized as a success. That's how I see it. Let me also maybe give you an idea about the timetable. Because while a lot of work has been done in the last 3 years in terms of exploring, surveying the Europeans and what they want, it's not until later in October that the Governing Council will decide whether we can move ahead with more piloting of the project. And it's not yet out there, because the pilot will probably take us another 2 years at least before it's, the final say by the Governing Council on the basis of the legislative proposal that has been put on the table by the Commission that will come to you, that we will be able to move ahead. So it's taking all that into account and working hard and adjusting to the technologies that will be best conducive to the success, that we will move forward with what I personally think should be a key option for Europeans to transact.
So, in the next 2 years, the digital euro will be fully launched all over Europe, from Germany, France, everywhere. As you can tell, this right here is a CBDC tracker for the entire world that shows where digital currencies are in the stage of development. And as you can tell, most of Europe is under development. They are all in their pilot program or in research already. So the pilot program is the stage right before launching. They've already done their proof of concepts. They're done with that. And they've now have tested it in their pilot programs. Now, the next step is to launch it fully, and it's coming very soon. Now, listen to this video right here. Someone pretending to be President Zelensky, yes, President Zelensky of Ukraine, talking to Christine Lagarde via Zoom, asking her questions about the digital euro. Yes, this is really interesting. Listen to this.
Well, I have a question about. I'm also a good user of electronic money. So my question, you're introducing the electronic euro, as I know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how can switching to an electronic currency help?
Well, two things. Number one, it will be decided in October. So we are preparing the ground. We want to be ready. We want to be trained, but it will not be decided until October 23.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I'm personally convinced that we have to move ahead is a situation like the one we are in now. We are dependent on the supply of gas by a very unfriendly country. I don't want Europe to be dependent on an unfriendly country's currency. For instance, I don't know, the Chinese currency, the Russian currency, the whatever.
Wow. So right now she's comparing how Ukraine is relying on Russian gas, and she's saying how she does not want Europe to be reliant on Chinese financial infrastructure or other countries' financial infrastructure to power the digital payments in Europe. So this is big. Listen to this.
Or dependent on a friendly currency, but which is activated by a private corporate entity like, Facebook or like Google or anybody like.
I'm user of Bitcoin too, so I had bought it when it started, and I hope that it also will work through the special system.
Remember, she thinks that this guy is President Zelensky. She truly thinks she's talking to him.
And I know there are many protests in Europe against the electronic euro. What is the reason?
It's the beauty of Europe. It has different positions. If you ask in Northern Europe, for instance, in the Netherlands, they're quite happy to see the e-euro coming. If you ask a young German man, he'll say, yeah, fine. As I said.
Is that true? If you live in Netherlands or Germany, do you want the digital euro? Is it true? Let me know.
I don't want Meta, Google, or Amazon to suddenly come up with a currency that will take over the sovereignty of Europe. I don't want a foreign currency to become the currency of trading within Europe.
She makes a few very good points, that the European Union needs to have their own currency and it should be digital in some ways. But there are still a lot of concerns about privacy and security before the digital euro can be launched. But listen to this.
So we have to be ready.
No, the problem is they don't want to be controlled. They don't want to.
Yeah, but you know what? Now we have in Europe this threshold above 1,000 euros. You cannot pay cash. If you do, you are on the grey market. So you take your risk. You get caught, you are fined, or you go in jail. But the digital euro is going to have a limited amount of control. There will be control. You're right. You're completely right. We are considering whether for very small amounts, anything that is around 300, 400 euros, we could have a mechanism where there is zero control. But that could be dangerous. The terrorist attacks on France back 10 years ago were entirely financed by those very small anonymous credit cards that you can recharge in total anonymity.
Very interesting. So the digital euro is a matter of national security for the European Union. It is a top priority for the president of the ECB. And now, listen to Christine Lagarde connecting cryptocurrencies with CBDCs. Yes, cryptos and CBDCs will go hand in hand, according to her. Listen to this.
You know my views on CBDCs, and you know that I have pushed that project. Fabio Panetta is working hard on that together with members in the entire Eurosystem, with a high-level task force that is working really hard on moving forward. But in a way, I'm really pleased that attention is now focused on the role that cryptos can play and the role that central bank digital currency can have when they are implemented.
Cryptocurrencies have a huge role to play in the development of CBDCs and the digital euro. Yes, cryptocurrencies are going to be powering the digital euro, like XRP and Hedera HBAR. Both of them have massive connections with the digital euro. And also, listen to this other video about Christine Lagarde speaking about crypto assets and cryptocurrencies. Listen to this.
Well, I think it's, you have incumbents, the banks, commercial banks, and you have the disruptors. And clearly the disruptors are having an impact on the incumbents. We just heard a very large systemic bank here saying that they're launching their digital coin, currently piloted in a way within the institutional clients, but to be scaled beyond that. We heard from the European Central Bank that they have launched in November something that is called TIPS, that enables all the banks in the Eurozone to actually transfer instantly at virtually no cost money between them. So I think that the role of the disruptors and anything that is using distributed ledger technology, whether you call it crypto assets, currencies, or whatever, and it's far from the bitcoins that we used to talk about a year ago, that is clearly shaking the system.
These digital assets that are being used are powered by cryptocurrencies, and not just Bitcoin. There are other ones. That's literally what she just said. And they are providing real-time, instant settlements at virtually zero costs. Now, which cryptocurrencies do you think can do this? Obviously, it's either XRP or Hedera HBAR. The European Central Bank has a lot of connections with XRP and Hedera HBAR and will be using one of these two cryptocurrencies. And tap the like button, smash the like button, share this video with everyone that you know so the algorithm can push this out. Everyone needs to see this video because big things are coming. If you live in Europe, if you use the digital euro, if you have cryptocurrencies, this will affect you. This is huge. I love you all, and I will see you very soon. Until next time, Crypto AI Man.